fathers? It's your brother CJ. Welcome to the Divorce and Custody channel for men. I've been away for a few weeks dealing with, certain friends that have passed on to the afterlife, and that has prompted me to want to speak to you guys about prevention of suicide after a divorce. It's become apparent that 3,600 men a year commit suicide after their divorce, and that this situation is more on men than women. And so we want to explore that and also help you to find ways to cope with divorce so that you don't end up in a place of suicide. So with that said, let's get started. Now, after divorce, one of the main things that happen for men especially is that they become isolated. Women normally find a family structure that readily supports them, regardless of whether they're wrong or right. But what happens is men will even try to justify what she did and try to connect with her family without realizing that her family is no longer listening, that they're going to support their own. And so because her family had become your family, and sometimes a man becomes somewhat removed from his family, it means that he finds himself in a place where he doesn't have connection with his own family, his own birth family, and he's no longer connected to his marriage family, so he becomes isolated. Now, for me, the solution for this would be to find a group of other men who are walking through the same situation, especially if you find men around the church, men around your area that just meet and that have like a common network. I found this within the church, and I begin to every week, at least every Thursday, I would gather together with a bunch of guys, and we would pray and discuss issues of life without judgment, just kind of finding people to lean on. That was huge for me. Another reason a man becomes isolated is because normally a man takes up a family and commits himself to working for that family. So he kind of removes a lot of distractions from his life, aside from maybe playing golf or a sport here and there. Mostly he devotes himself to working for his children and his family, and all of a sudden those people are no longer there. And when they are no longer there, and especially if it's a contentious divorce, usually the other parent starts to badmouth the parent that's not there, which is usually the father, and it creates some level of animosity or some level of misunderstanding between the man and his children. And all of a sudden the children become somewhat resentful because they don't no longer see their father, and sometimes their father is painted as the reason why the divorce is taking place, even if it's not because of him, but it's because of her. What to do in this situation? Sometimes you have to actually find a way to disconnect from whatever it is that's going on with the family and with your kids. And then you have to start looking after yourself first. You know how they say on the airplane, put on your own seatbelt before you secure another person's seatbelt? Well, you've got to do that in this situation. You've got to make sure that you do everything in your power to make sure that you are okay. That means taking yourself to a masseuse, going to the massage parlor, getting you a massage. That means going to a football game and just watching from the audience. Things that you would not normally do, or things that you do that that release your mind from just being under pressure. Go play golf. For me, that's what I do. Find things that make you at ease and begin to focus on your own well-being. The real reason for that is because many men are not taught to be emotionally strong. We are taught mostly to be physically strong, unless you go to the Navy or the Army or police or places like that. But most men don't do that. So a lot of men are going to be vulnerable because they don't have that mental, emotional strength. They've got physical strength. But in order for you to be able to unplug, you want to be able to do those things that help you to unplug. Go up to the mountain, take that trip to Machu Picchu, go up hiking, do things that just remove you from the environment that you know on a daily basis, and that will protect your mental well-being. Don't think about the kids, don't think about your ex. Try as hard as possible to stay away from that mindset that wants to dive back into what the issue and the problem is. The other thing that you can do that's really powerful is re-engage and reconnect with family, family members and friends. Those people that, you know, if you have not completely obliterated those relationships, or even if you have, start to try to mend some relationships. Not everybody, but find those people that, you know, you were really getting value from, and begin to engage with them again. You don't have to, you know, say everything that's happening in your life. You just need to engage with some people. Find people that are ready to listen. Finally, I know that there is a suicide hotline, and there are also churches that if you call them, they will help you to pray. So if you just type, if you're feeling that kind of way at all, if you're feeling suicidal, you know, type it in your computer, find a place that you can call, at least speak to somebody. Don't delete yourself. Give yourself a fighting chance. You have what it takes. Trust me, life is going to be so much greater ahead of you than behind you. You're going to see that you had so much more potential now that you are mature, now that you are older. So by all means, make sure that you keep putting one foot in front of the other, and don't focus too much on the situation, but focus on your own growth, your own mental well-being, because guess what? You need that for what's going to come ahead of you so that you can overcome this fight. Okay? All right, fathers, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have any other ways that you can help brothers of ours that are going through those kind of situations, you can include that in the comments so that people know where to go to get this help. But absolutely, let's help each other to get through these kind of divorces. We have what it takes to be able to overcome this thing. We don't have to see men lose their lives behind a divorce, because guess what? After divorce, you are still the man. And so in the meantime and in between time, I have the ebook, The 10 Things That Your Lawyer Won't Tell You About Divorce and Custody. You can get it in that description, in the link in the first comment. And also feel free to hit like and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that you can get all of the videos that we're going to be bringing forth this next week. In the meantime and in between time, it's CYA. Cover your assets. Peace.